Most people think AI gives bad answers because the AI is not smart enough. But the real problem is usually the prompt. A weak prompt forces AI to guess what the user wants. A strong prompt gives the AI a clear job, useful context, the right boundaries, and a simple target. In this video, you will learn a repeatable prompt method that can improve almost any AI response, whether you are using AI for work, school, research, writing, planning, coding, business, or content creation. Stay until the end because the final method can turn one basic sentence into a complete prompt that produces clearer, more useful, and more accurate results. And once you understand that method, you will never look at prompting the same way again. What if the AI is not giving the wrong answer? What if it is answering the wrong question perfectly? That is what happens with most weak prompts. A person types something like, "Write me a business plan." The AI then has to guess almost everything. What type of business? Who is the customer? How much money is available? What country will the business operate in? Is the plan meant for an investor, a bank, or the owner? Should it be 1 page or 50 pages? The AI does not know, so it fills in the missing details with general information. The answer may sound professional, but it feels generic because the prompt was generic. The first rule of prompting is simple. AI cannot read your mind. It only sees the words you give it. When key details are missing, the system must make assumptions. Sometimes those assumptions are useful. Sometimes they completely miss the point. Think of AI like a new employee on the first day of work. If someone walks up and says, "Make the report," that employee will probably have questions. Which report? Who is reading it? What information belongs in it? When is it due? What format should it use? An experienced worker may guess correctly because they understand the company, but AI only understands the information inside the conversation. That means the quality of the result often depends on the quality of the instructions. This does not mean every prompt needs to be extremely long. It means every prompt needs to contain the right information. A short, clear prompt can outperform a long, confusing one. The goal is not to write more words. The goal is to remove uncertainty. The fastest way to get a weak AI response is to talk to it like a search engine. A search engine usually helps someone find information that already exists. AI can do something different. It can organize information, compare choices, rewrite material, build plans, explain ideas, create examples, and respond to instructions. But many people still type short searches such as best marketing ideas, healthy meal plan, learn coding, make money with AI. These prompts describe a topic, but they do not describe a task, and that difference changes everything. A strong prompt tells the AI what to do with the topic. Instead of saying, "Best marketing ideas," try, "Create 5 low-cost marketing ideas for a local landscaping company that wants to attract homeowners within a 20-mile area." Now the AI knows the business, the budget level, the customer, the location, and the number of ideas required. Instead of saying, "Healthy meal plan," a search engine usually helps someone find information that already exists. AI can do something different. It can organize information, compare choices, rewrite material, build plans, explain ideas, create examples, and respond to instructions. But many people still type short searches such as best marketing ideas, healthy meal plan, learn coding, make money with AI. These prompts describe a topic, but they do not describe a task. And that difference changes everything. Try. Create a simple 7-day dinner plan for a family of 4. Keep each meal under 30 minutes and use ingredients available in a normal grocery store. That prompt gives the AI a clear outcome. The difference is not fancy wording, the difference is direction. A topic prompt says, "Tell me something about this." A task prompt says, "Do this specific job for this specific reason." Whenever an AI response feels too broad, look at the prompt and ask, did this prompt name a topic or did it assign a task? That one question can fix many bad prompts before they are even sent. Nearly every strong prompt can be built from 4 simple parts. Those 4 parts are the role, the task, the context, and the output. This method works because each part answers one question the AI needs to understand. Who should the AI act like? What should it do? What information should guide the answer? And what should the final result look like? Start with the role. A role gives the AI a point of view. For example, act as a beginner-friendly fitness coach. Act as an experienced YouTube scriptwriter. Act as a patient math tutor. Act as a cybersecurity instructor. The role does not magically turn AI into a licensed expert, but it helps guide the language, focus, and style of the response. A fitness coach may focus on habits and training. A doctor may focus on medical risks. A meal planner may focus on food choices. The same topic can produce very different answers depending on the role. Next comes the task. The task should begin with a clear action. Create, explain, compare, rewrite, summarize, analyze, plan, review, teach. Strong verbs reduce confusion. Instead of saying, "I need help with YouTube," say, "Create an outline for an 8-minute YouTube video." Now the AI knows what action to take. The third part is context. Context explains the situation. Who is this for? What has already been done? What problem needs to be solved? What limitations matter? What does success look like? Without context, the AI creates an average answer for an average person. With context, the response becomes more personal and useful. The final part is the output. This tells the AI how to deliver the answer. Should it use a table? Should it write paragraphs? Should it create steps? Should it avoid technical words? Should it keep the answer under 500 words? Should it include examples? Should it compare options? The output section shapes the final response. Put all 4 parts together and a weak prompt becomes much stronger. Weak prompt: teach me about AI. Improved prompt: act as a beginner-friendly AI instructor. Explain how generative AI works to someone with no technical background. Focus on prompts, training data, and common limitations. Use simple language, short paragraphs, and 3 real-world examples. That prompt gives the AI a role, a task, context, and an output format. It does not guarantee perfection, but it removes most of the guessing. 2 people can use the same AI tool, ask about the same topic, and receive completely different levels of value. The reason is often context. Context is the background information that helps AI understand the real situation. It can include the audience, goal, budget, skill level, deadline, tools, past attempts, or anything else that affects the answer. The more important the task, the more important the context becomes. Imagine someone asks, "Create a workout plan." The AI could create almost anything. A plan for a bodybuilder, a plan for a marathon runner, a plan for someone recovering from an injury, a plan for a teenager, a plan for someone with no gym equipment. The topic is clear, but the situation is not. Now compare it with this. Create a 3-day beginner workout plan for an adult who has not exercised in 2 years. The workouts will be done at home with resistance bands and should take no longer than 30 minutes. That context changes the entire response. The same idea works for business. Do not simply say, "Help me market my business." Explain the situation. The business is a new mobile car detailing service. It serves 1 local county, has a $300 monthly marketing budget, and needs its first 20 customers. Now the AI can build an answer around reality. Good context often includes 5 areas. First, explain the goal. What result is needed? Second, describe the audience. Who will use or read the output? Third, explain the current situation. What has already happened? Fourth, name the limits. What should the AI avoid or stay within? Fifth, describe success. What would make the answer useful? Not every prompt needs all 5, but adding even 2 or 3 can produce a major improvement. There is also another benefit. Context makes it easier to spot bad answers. When the goal and limits are clear, the user can quickly see whether the AI followed them. Without context, almost any answer can look acceptable. With context, quality becomes easier to judge. AI struggles when words such as better, professional, and interesting are left unexplained. These words sound clear to humans, but they can mean many different things. A professional email could be warm and polite. It could also be formal and direct. An interesting video could be funny, shocking, emotional, fast, mysterious, or educational. A better title could mean clearer, shorter, more searchable, or more likely to earn clicks. If the target is unclear, AI chooses its own version. The solution is to turn vague words into visible instructions. Instead of saying, "Make this email more professional," say, "Rewrite this email so it sounds calm, confident, and respectful. Keep it under 150 words. Remove emotional language and end with a clear request for a response by Friday." Now, professional has a definition. Instead of saying, "Make this YouTube intro more engaging," say, "Rewrite this intro with a surprising first sentence, a clear promise, and an unanswered question that gives viewers a reason to keep watching. Keep it under 80 words." Now, engaging has a target. Instead of saying, "Give me better ideas," say, "Give me 10 ideas that are low-cost, beginner-friendly, and possible to start within 7 days." Clear standards produce clear answers. Whenever a prompt includes a vague word, ask, "What would this look like in the final result?" Then place that description inside the prompt. Do not just tell the AI to be good. Tell it what good means. Some prompts fail because they provide too little direction. Others fail because they provide so many rules that the AI has nowhere to move. Constraints are limits placed on the response. They can control length, tone, format, audience, cost, reading level, or subject matter. Useful constraints improve focus. Too many constraints create conflict. Consider this prompt. Write a funny, serious, emotional, formal, casual, short, detailed, simple, advanced, high-energy video introduction. The AI has been given several instructions that fight each other. Should it be formal or casual? Short or detailed? Simple or advanced? Funny or serious? The response may attempt to include everything and succeed at nothing. A better prompt chooses the most important qualities. For example, write a fast-paced video introduction that sounds clear and confident. Use simple language and create curiosity without making exaggerated claims. Those instructions support each other. The best constraints usually connect to the purpose of the task. If the content is for beginners, ask for simple language. If the content is for mobile viewers, ask for shorter sections. If the plan must fit a budget, provide the budget. If the answer must be copied into a specific tool, explain the format. A useful test is this. If a constraint does not change the usefulness of the answer, it may not belong in the prompt. This keeps prompts focused. It also reduces the chance that the AI will ignore an important rule because it is buried under 10 less important ones. One of the fastest ways to improve an AI response is to stop describing the result and start showing it. AI can often follow a pattern better when it receives an example. This is especially useful for tone, formatting, structure, headlines, social media posts, product descriptions, and scripts. An example gives the AI something concrete to study. Imagine someone wants AI to write short video hooks. The prompt says, "Write strong hooks." That is vague. Now add an example. Write 5 short hooks in this style. Most people use AI every day without realizing they are making this mistake. Each hook should create curiosity, avoid clickbait, and stay under 15 words. The example shows the rhythm and direction. The AI can now build new hooks that follow the pattern without copying the exact sentence. Examples are also useful when rewriting. A user might say, "Rewrite this paragraph in the same tone as the example below." Then provide a short sample of the desired tone. The sample could be direct, friendly, technical, cinematic, minimal, emotional, educational. This is more reliable than using one vague word. but examples must be chosen carefully. If the example is poor, the AI may repeat its weaknesses. If the example is too long, the AI may copy more than the user wants. A short, clear example is usually enough. The goal is not to give the AI the entire answer. The goal is to show the pattern. A long prompt does not always create a better answer. Sometimes it simply creates a bigger mess. AI performs better when complex work is divided into clear stages. Instead of asking for research, strategy, writing, editing, formatting, and final delivery in one message, complete the task step by step. This gives the user more control over the direction. Imagine someone wants to create a YouTube video. They could send this prompt. Research a topic, choose the best angle, create a title, write a 3,000-word script, add visual directions, generate thumbnail ideas, and create a description. The AI may complete every part, but if the angle is weak, everything after that will also be weak. The title will be based on the wrong angle. The script will be built around the wrong title. The visuals will support the wrong script, and the description will market the wrong video. A better process would be: first, generate several video angles. Second, choose the strongest angle. Third, create title and thumbnail concepts. Fourth, build the outline. Fifth, write the script. Sixth, review the script for weak sections. This method creates checkpoints. At each checkpoint, the user can correct the direction before more work is built on top of it. The same method works for reports. Start with the purpose, then the outline, then the first draft, then the review, then the final version. It works for coding. First define the feature, then plan the structure, then write one part, then test it, then improve it. Breaking tasks apart does not make the AI slower. It often prevents the user from wasting time fixing a large answer that was wrong from the beginning. Sometimes the answer is weak because the AI starts writing before the problem has been clearly defined. A useful prompt can ask the AI to complete simple stages before producing the final result. For example, the AI can first identify the goal, then list the main factors, then create the answer. This encourages a more organized response. A prompt might say, before creating the plan, identify the 3 biggest challenges this business is likely to face. Then build the plan around those challenges. Or, first compare the advantages and disadvantages of each option, then recommend the best choice based on cost, ease of use, and long-term value. This structure tells the AI what reasoning process should guide the answer. It is especially useful for decisions. Instead of asking, which laptop should be purchased? Ask, compare these laptops based on price, battery life, performance, and repairability. Explain the trade-offs, then recommend the best option for video editing. Now the recommendation is tied to visible standards. This makes the answer easier to trust and easier to challenge. The user can examine the comparison and decide whether the conclusion makes sense. The key is not to ask for hidden thinking. The key is to ask for useful work that can be checked. Comparisons, assumptions, criteria, trade-offs, questions, sources. These are visible parts of a good decision. The most dangerous AI response is not always one that sounds wrong. It is one that sounds confident while filling in missing details. When a prompt lacks information, AI may guess. Those guesses can appear natural and believable. For creative tasks, that may be harmless. For financial, medical, legal, technical, or business tasks, it can create serious problems. A strong prompt explains how the AI should handle uncertainty. Add instructions such as, if important information is missing, ask questions before creating the final answer. Or, do not invent statistics, quotes, names, or sources. Or, clearly label any assumptions. Or, separate confirmed facts from suggestions. These instructions make uncertainty visible. For example, create a launch budget for this product. Use only the numbers provided. If a cost is unknown, mark it as estimate needed instead of inventing an amount. That prompt limits false precision. Another useful instruction is, list the information that would make this answer more accurate. This can reveal missing details that the user never considered. The AI might ask about the target customer, the location, the deadline, the available tools, the level of experience, the legal limits, the desired outcome. A good prompt does not pretend that every problem has enough information. It creates a safe way to handle what is missing. The first AI response does not need to be perfect. It only needs to give you something useful to improve. Prompting is not a one-time command, it is a conversation. The first answer can be reviewed, corrected, shortened, expanded, reorganized, or pushed in a different direction. Follow-up prompts are often where the best results appear. Suppose the AI creates a business plan that feels too general. Do not immediately delete the conversation and start over. Say, make this more specific to a one-person business. Then, add a 30-day action plan. Then, remove any strategy that requires paid advertising. Then, turn the final plan into a weekly checklist. Each follow-up improves one part. This is easier than trying to include every possible instruction in the first prompt. Strong follow-up prompts often begin with, make this more, remove, add, focus on, rewrite this for, compare, explain, give an example, challenge, check. These commands treat AI like an editor and partner instead of a machine that must produce perfection on the first attempt. There is also a major advantage to staying in the same conversation. The AI can use the earlier context. It already knows the goal, audience, and material. This allows the prompt to become shorter while the answer becomes more specific. But there is one warning. Long conversations can collect old instructions that no longer matter. When the task changes, restate the new goal clearly. For example, the goal has changed. Ignore the earlier budget and use the new limit of $500. Good prompting means keeping the conversation pointed in the right direction. What happens when the AI finishes the task but misses one of the most important instructions? Before accepting the answer, ask the AI to review it against the original requirements. This does not guarantee the answer is correct, but it can catch missing sections, broken rules, repeated ideas, weak structure, and unclear language. After receiving a response, use a prompt such as, review this answer against the original request. Identify any instructions that were missed, then create an improved version. Or, check this for repeated ideas, vague language, and unsupported claims. Or, score this from 1 to 10 for clarity, usefulness, and accuracy. Explain what would improve each score. The AI can also act as a critic. For example, challenge this business plan. Identify the 3 weakest assumptions and explain how they could fail. This can reveal problems that were hidden inside a polished answer. The same idea works for writing. Review this script and mark any section where viewer interest may drop. For coding, review this code for security risks, errors, and edge cases. For learning, create 5 questions that test whether the explanation was understood. For decisions, argue against the recommendation and explain when another option would be better. AI often gives agreeable answers because it is trying to help. A review prompt gives it permission to be critical, and sometimes the most helpful response is not a better draft. It is a clear explanation of what is wrong with the current one. Before sending any important prompt, run one simple test. Read the prompt and ask, could another person complete this task without asking a question? If the answer is no, the AI will probably face the same problem. This test reveals missing goals, unclear words, hidden assumptions, and weak instructions. Look at this prompt. Make a plan for my channel. A real person would ask, what type of channel? What is the goal? How often can videos be posted? Who is the audience? What resources are available? Now upgrade it. Create a 30-day content plan for a new faceless YouTube channel that teaches beginner AI tools. The goal is to publish 2 videos per week. The audience has little technical experience. Each idea should include a title, main viewer problem, and tutorial outcome. Now another person could complete the task. The prompt is clear enough to act on. This does not mean every detail must be included. It means the important details are visible. A good prompt should make the task easier to understand, not harder. If someone needs to read it 3 times, it may be too complicated. If someone still has 5 basic questions, it may be too vague. The best prompt sits between those two problems: clear enough to guide, simple enough to follow. Now it is time to combine everything into one prompt formula that can be used for almost any task. The formula is role, task, context, requirements, output, quality check. Each part has one job. The role sets the point of view. The task names the action. The context explains the situation. The requirements set the boundaries. The output controls the format. And the quality check tells the AI how to review the final result. Here is the formula in action. Act as an experienced YouTube scriptwriter who specializes in beginner AI education. Create a script about how to write better AI prompts. The audience is made up of beginners who have used AI before but often receive generic answers. The goal is to teach them a simple method they can use immediately. Use clear language, practical examples, short sections, and strong transitions. Avoid technical jargon, exaggerated claims, and repeated advice. Write the script for a faceless video that lasts at least 8 minutes. Begin with a strong hook, introduce a new question throughout the script, and end after delivering the main method. Before finishing, review the script for weak sections, repeated points, and any instruction that was missed. That prompt gives the AI a complete target. It does not say, "make it good." It explains what good looks like. Here is another example for learning. Act as a patient math tutor. Teach fractions to a student who understands basic multiplication but struggles with division. Begin with a simple real-world example. Explain one idea at a time. Use plain language and avoid skipping steps. After each section, include one practice question. Do not reveal the answer until after the student has a chance to solve it. At the end, create a 5-question review that moves from easy to difficult. Check that every answer is mathematically correct before finishing. Here is an example for business. Act as a small business marketing strategist. Create a 30-day marketing plan for a mobile car detailing business. The business serves customers within 25 miles, has no employees, and can spend no more than $400 during the first month. The main goal is to book 10 paying customers. Focus on simple local strategies that one person can manage. Avoid ideas that require a large audience, advanced software, or long-term contracts. Organize the answer by week. For each action, include the estimated cost, time required, and expected purpose. At the end, identify the 3 actions most likely to produce the first customer. Here is an example for rewriting. Act as a professional editor. Rewrite the message below so it sounds calm, respectful, and direct. The message is being sent to a client who missed a payment deadline. The goal is to request payment without damaging the relationship. Keep the message under 120 words. Do not use threatening language. Include the invoice date, the amount due, and a clear request for payment or an update. After writing the message, check that the tone is firm but polite. These prompts work because the AI does not have to guess the job. The task is clear, the audience is clear, the rules are clear, the final shape is clear. The real test is not whether this method sounds useful. The real test is whether it can fix a bad prompt. Start with a common prompt. Help me make money with AI. This prompt is broad. It has no role, no audience, no skills, no available time, no budget, no target, no format. The AI could respond with dozens of random ideas. Now improve it one layer at a time. First, add the task. Create a plan for earning money by providing an AI-assisted service. Better, but still broad. Add context. The plan is for a beginner who can spend 10 hours per week, has no coding experience, and has a starting budget of $100. Now the answer must fit a real situation. Add a target. The goal is to earn the first $500 within 60 days. Now success has a number and a deadline. Add boundaries. Focus on services that can be sold to local small businesses. Avoid passive income ideas, paid advertising, and anything that requires building software. Now the answer becomes more focused. Add an output. Recommend 3 possible services. Compare them by difficulty, startup cost, demand, and speed to first sale. Then create a 4-week action plan for the strongest option. Now the AI knows how to organize the response. Add a quality check. Clearly label any assumptions and explain the biggest risk in the plan. The final prompt becomes, act as a beginner-friendly small business strategist. Create a plan for earning money by providing an AI-assisted service. The plan is for a beginner who can spend 10 hours per week, has no coding experience, and has a starting budget of $100. The goal is to earn the first $500 within 60 days. Focus on services that can be sold to local small businesses. Avoid passive income ideas, paid advertising, and anything that requires building software. Recommend 3 possible services. Compare them by difficulty, startup cost, demand, and speed to first sale. Then create a 4-week action plan for the strongest option. Clearly label any assumptions and explain the biggest risk in the plan. The topic did not change. The AI did not become smarter. The instruction became clearer. That is the entire purpose of better prompting. There is one habit that separates people who receive average AI answers from people who consistently get useful results. They do not ask only, what should the AI do? They also ask, what information would the AI need to do this well? That second question changes the prompt from a request into a complete assignment. Before sending a prompt, pause for a few seconds. Imagine handing the task to a real person who has never met you. What would they need to know? The goal, the audience, the deadline, the budget, the tools, the desired tone, the required length. The things that must be avoided? Then place the most important answers into the prompt. Do not add information just to make the prompt look advanced. Add information that changes the result. That is the difference between a long prompt and a useful prompt. A long prompt contains many words. A useful prompt contains the right instructions. So, what does a good AI prompt actually need? It needs a clear task instead of a broad topic. It needs context instead of hidden assumptions. It needs a visible target instead of words such as better or professional. It needs useful constraints, a clear output, and a way to handle missing information. And when the task is complex, it should be broken into smaller stages. The next time AI gives you a weak answer, do not immediately blame the tool. Look at the prompt. Ask whether the AI understood the role. Ask whether the task was clear. Ask whether enough context was provided. Ask whether the output was defined. Then use this formula: role, task, context, requirements, output, quality check. Because better AI results do not begin when the AI starts answering. They begin when the user stops making it guess.